Athletic Club in Bondi Junction, and I have come across Ken, who is the club manager. So welcome, Ken.
Thank you, Joey.
Now, Ken, tell us, the Athletic Club, what is it exactly?
So it's been created over the last 18 months, and it's been uniquely designed around providing a service with the latest technology and the best practices when it comes to training, and we're all about results.
Excellent. So what are some of the services that you provide?
Some of the services we provide is very tailor-made programming with our wellness key, but also we have much more which is specialised 8-to-1 group fitness classes, and they're more of a one-on-one, but I mean in a very small group, so it's much more personalised.
So what we're going to do today is find out a little bit more about the equipment that you use amongst your club, as well as the one-on-one sessions, and perhaps you could take us through a few technical pointers or two.
Great, yeah. I'm sure we can challenge you too.
Excellent, sounds like a plan. All right, let's go check it out.
Great, thank you.
Okay, Ken, so you've brought me up to the first level that you have here at the Athletic Club. What is happening in this studio?
So what we've done here is literally on this floor we've created the Kinesis workout. This is one of our 8 signature classes that we run, and the dynamics of the Kinesis, it's really, really awesome because it's really adaptable to everyone. So it doesn't matter whether you're 15 years old or whether you're 85 years old. In fact, like I train a young guy now, I say young, but he's 88 years old and he'll be 89 literally in 4 months.
Wow.
And the diversity of the training is just, it's awesome. The Kinesis is fantastic.
So you find with the pieces of equipment that you have here, if you take a look around on this level, when you first walk in, there's actually not that much equipment. I like it because it's nice and clean. However, you can do a full body workout, right?
Absolutely. The most important thing about working out is really about assessing the body first and creating a tailored program, but understanding the importance of a biomechanical assessment. So most people, when they present, they're generally tight, poor ergonomics, busy lifestyle, and the way technology is being introduced, the problem is at the moment, generally we just don't move enough. So what we do here is we're all about correcting people's posture. We're all about showing them the right way to train, but taking them through a periodization process so that we can actually allow them to get nice and upright, to get out of that flex posture and really give them a true understanding of what true biomechanics and really healthy living is all about. For instance, one of the machines that are just awesome, really great for correcting posture is just over here, and we'll just show you this. So with this is a high to low row. The most important thing when we look at trying to correct people's posture, you're generally find just people have a lot of stress, there's a lot of external factors contributing, whether it be money, relationship, whatever, just a lot of tension, or just when they're just in a poor posture, sitting down, office desk. What we generally find is when people walk through the club, from the moment they step inside the door, what I'm looking for is these shoulders up around their ears. What I'm really looking for is just seeing how they walk and seeing what I can actually do to actually help them just get through every day a little bit more comfortable. So in here, this is about just really teaching them how to actually pull their shoulders back and down, and from a high to low row it's really good because we're working from the top down and we're actually putting our hands on, so actually give them a little bit of feedback and proprioception, and then what we can do is actually teach them how to engage all their posterior chain, being their postural muscles, and that's what's really important about each individual piece of equipment here with the Kinesis.
Great, so this one here focuses on the upper body area, correct?
Yeah.
So if we were looking more towards the lower body, what part of the Kinesis would you work with your members?
So we can pretty much use every piece of equipment because it's really like the size of a chair in the dining room table, or really the most important thing, the bedroom, getting in and out of bed. But when I say the most important thing, the bathroom, the toilet. That's where most people need to get up and down, and generally find that the height of the toilet is generally 90-degree flexion at the knee, and then what we do is by correcting people through their posture and just allowing them to actually start to now use their muscles rather than just hanging off their ligamentous system, and just really because of the poor ergonomics, it's really important that we teach them how to actually get those muscles working again and how it's really comfortable for them. And exercise is not about a sweat session. Exercise is all about enjoyment, about being able to come into the gym or into the club and really getting the most out of their workout. But also, they're here for an education. They're not here to be entertained, and that's the most important thing we're trying to deliver here at the Athletic Club is really the importance about education rather than entertaining them.
Now, you've mentioned that you've worked with 20-year-old, 88, 89-year-old. Do you work one-on-one or in groups here at the Athletic Club?
So we offer all classes, as in when we go through more personalised group fitness classes, which are 8-to-1 ratio.
Great.
And that's like a semi-private class, so it's much more personalised. We really focus on the individual clients. Everyone that comes through the door gets 2 hours with a personal trainer.
Wow.
We specialise in creating a tailored mobility and stability program specific for that individual.
So when members come to your club for the very first time and they sit down with the trainer and they have the 2-hour session, and you also develop a program for them, do they then get the good old yellow folder with, you know, the program in there, or they take their pencil and tick?
No,
how does it work?
Well, as we've gone through at the start, I'll show with the wellness key, this is pretty much the latest in technology.
Yes.
Where I see the future in health and wellness is all about technology and all about the service that you provide. The most important thing is when the new member comes through the gym, what we do is we create a mobility and stability program specific for them, but then also what we do is we create a program, and the functionality of the wellness key, it's video uploads, so we can actually video you whilst you're doing your workout, show you all the correctional stuff, and then what we can do is upload that onto our actual wellness kiosk, and then that's where, if you have any worries about, you know, that you haven't got a personal trainer on hand, or if there's someone that's not right there whilst they're doing something else, what we can do is actually, with the wellness key, just take it back to the kiosk, which is on every floor, and you can actually view the actual exercise being performed, and you're the person that's actually performing the exercise.
That's just amazing, because I know that sometimes when I train and I learn a new exercise from my trainer, I have to think when I go to do it by myself, oh no, how was the technique? Is my arm in the right spot? Was my leg in the right positioning? How's my posture? How's my core? So with this, you'll be able to just log in, take a look, and it's right there for you.
The great thing about it also is that it's also interactive, where we can actually send you messages, and if there's anything that you want to talk to us about, we can get on Facebook and everything else. So the adaptability of that is pretty much, it's endless. And what we also, which links into that, is what we call the wellness cloud. It's pretty much like the iCloud, where we can have total interaction with our members at all the time. So if there's any questions that you may have, or something because you may have come in late to the club, or the trainer might have left early, depending on what it is, we have the ability to tap into sending you emails. We can leave messages on your key and everything else. So we can log into that pretty much anywhere external, and then I can put all the information and oversee what's going on. So
great. Okay, so what I would love now, if you don't mind, is if you perhaps take us through 1 or 2 pieces of the Kinesis and show us the progressive stages that one can work through to start off, you know, in a beginner's level, an intermediate and advanced, and just show how diverse you use it amongst your classes and with your members.
Sounds great. All right. What we'll do is we'll start on this one, which is a high to low row. So what I'll do first up, the actual machine itself, what we do is we'll obviously start because it's your first time. So what we'll do is we'll just get you to take a seat here, but what I won't do is lock the legs down, okay? Because we really want you to be nice and comfortable. So from here, what we're going to do is always make sure that the weight's quite light to start off with. So pretty much straight away, what we want to do is, because it's all about posture correction, we've just made sure that they're dual pulley system, so we want to make sure that they're both on a very light weight. First up, I'm just going to check, so they're both on 5, so that's okay. What I'll do is just with your right hand, I'll just get you to grab that cable for me, and then I'll just get you around and just bring you around through this one here. So the most important thing, what I want you to do is leave your arms straight, but the first thing we do to create proprioception is I just want you to relax your shoulders down and actually pull your shoulders back. Now from here, the first thing we're going to do is pretty much brace through your stomach, and all I want you to do is just bend your elbows and just pull it into your chest, and just to there. Now the most important thing now is as you straighten your elbows, I just want you to straighten your elbows out, straighten your arms, don't let your arms pull out of the sockets, just to there, and back down again. And breathe out, and back we go again. So we're looking at a nice slow tempo, both arms straight out, and back again. Most important thing is just to really engage, and all I want you to do is just pull the shoulder blades back and nice and controlled, back down. Now that should feel pretty easy.
Yes.
And so what we want for a stability level, we're looking at a weight that you can do 20 repetitions. You can control it. What we find is generally 8 to 12 repetitions. It'll actually activate the central nervous system, and then what we'll be able to do is try and get that repeated movement in there. So just from there, and just pull back. How does that feel? Okay, the weight should be quite okay for you. Yeah, so just from there, we'll just get you to go through, say, 15 to start off with. Now, the one thing that personal trainers can't do is count. So I reckon we're up to about 10 so far. So what we'll do, just making sure that you're not actually activating your shoulders there, as in your upper trapezius, and just from there, pull through, and we'll just do a couple more and that'll be fine. From there, so that's pretty much entry level, and relax. And we'll just lean forward, and that should have been quite pleasant. Okay, all I'm really looking for here is pretty much where the shoulder sits, and so that we make sure that you're nice and upright, and you're actually activating the lats, which is your posterior chain, and they're actually your posture muscles. So from there, to make it a little bit more dynamic, what we want to do is, we've just gone through 2 planes of movement. Now what we want to do is create the 3rd plane of movement, which we generally find that whenever people exercise in gyms, they just go through flexion, extension. The trouble is, whenever people actually train or they actually get injured outside of a gym, it's generally in that rotational movement. So what we want to do is actually prepare you for rotation when you go outside, or even when you're just working in an office and you're actually on the roller chair and you're just turning backwards and forwards. So what we'll do here is we're only going to do now just one arm, but from that exercise, I'm seeing that was pretty light for you. So what we'll do is we'll just adjust the weight just slightly. So only with your right hand, I'll just get you to lean forward, and then just set yourself up and just lean back again for me. Yeah, relax those both shoulders down and actually just interact or integrate the rhomboids through here. Okay, what we're going to do is just bend that elbow, and we're actually going to turn to the right with a half a rotation. So as you can see there, those arms are coming out. I don't want that arm to come out, okay? So I need that in underneath, and we'll turn and face forward again. Extend the elbow. That's it. See how that shoulder's actually pulling out? What I need you to do is actually, bring that back in. So engage through the rhomboids from here and actually pull the elbow in, and then actually rotate the body to the side. That's it. From back, rotate and extend the arm again. So this is a nice easy progression. Bring the elbow in, keep it tucked into the side, and actually a bit of a rotation. So now what we've got is 3 planes of movement, which is really good. We'll just do one more and we'll just see how that feels. And again, and rotation. What we'll do is repeat that, okay, and just relax that now. Lean forward. How's that weight feel? Okay?
Yeah, that's
good.
Great.
So from there, what we'll do is we'll actually use your right arm again, but this time what we're going to do is actually grab from the opposite side. So same hand, but from the opposite side. So from here, first thing we do is we set you back in place, and from there we won't worry about the rotation, because we're actually going to prevent rotation now, because you're actually pulling across your body, and we'll just get you to bend that elbow and pull that arm and keep it tucked in from there. Fully extend, keeping the shoulder still in its place, that's it, and then pulling back again. Keeping that elbow tucked in. With your breathing, just breathe in through the nose, nice and controlled, just making sure that you're breathing and you're not holding your breath. Fully extend the arm, keep the elbow tucked in, and then back in we go again. So generally what we do, the progression is up to 20 repetitions per exercise, and then what we do is we make it a little bit more dynamic. So as we can see there, all of a sudden you've lost that stability in that shoulder when you extend that arm. So all I want you to do, same thing again, is keep that tucked in for me. We'll just do one more, just allowing that shoulder to stay in place and relax. How did that feel?
Wow, that's good.
Yeah? Comes to stability in the shoulders, what's really happening here is whenever you see body weight exercises, generally you find that 9 out of 10, especially guys for that matter, generally have a shoulder issue. And what that is just pretty much what you'll find is when we extend the elbow and straighten the arm out, what happens is rather than actually using the muscles to try and control the rotator cuff muscles, what they actually do is actually pop the shoulder out rather than actually keeping it engaged. And that's what we can be much more specific when it comes to the Kinesis machines, just keeping you nice and engaged and just creating a little bit of awareness for you. Once we get through that 2 or 3 times, then you become much more aware of where you need to be, as in your ergonomics, and then we just educate you along the way. And then as we start to progress the weight and all the dynamics of the exercise, then what we'll do is we'll adapt with depending on how well you're actually taking on the intensity of the exercise. So that's the most important thing.
Well, there you go. That's just 2 different areas in which you can use of many that are available on this high pull piece. Right. All right, so we're here at the step squat Kinesis station machine. How about you show me through this one?
Okay, so as you can see, really basic, but because of the cables and the handles on the side, we can advance the exercise pretty much at any level. So what I'll do is I'll just show you with the height of that there, it's actually quite easy for anyone of any age, pretty much just to come around the front and just do a real simple step up. Real simple. If they want, they can actually hold on, especially depending on their age and their restriction, and we can just get them straight up, straight down again. Really easy, or we can just do, depending on the dynamics of the exercise and what we're trying to achieve, we can step up and step down. We can reverse that, but what I'll do is I'll just increase the height, and we'll make sure that that clicks in. So what we'll do, just from there, we can actually turn it around so it's the height of a chair. So we can keep kind of a nice wide base at your feet and just sit down and nice and relax. And up again. From there, we can make it a little bit more advanced. We can bring it close together with your feet. Same thing again, sit down and relax. To make it more advanced, we can actually go into a single leg pistol squat. Not too many people I know can do a single leg pistol squat, but what we'll do is with body weight, and then we'll actually progress it and we'll give you a little bit more weight in there. So what you'll find is a single leg, you find it requires a lot of stability just from there, and you can see the height of the chair and the adaptability where I can actually take it lower and lower and lower. So it actually is quite unique in its piece of equipment from there. And so we can just go through a couple of those. Now to make it even harder, what we can do is actually use the cables. So now we can actually check the load to make sure that we're actually able to lift it. From here again, it actually helps us for our balance, and same thing again, we can actually go through that. Really, really dynamic piece of equipment, and we can go through, and as I said again, if we want to progress it even more, what we can do is actually just change the height, and from there again, same thing, what we can do is we can go through and you'll see it's much harder exercise.
Wow.
And then trying to get up, and then obviously then we can start adding load. So the dynamics of it are just unbelievable.
That's a low squat that you did just there. So I can definitely see. Maybe next time. I can definitely see though exactly what you mean, where it caters for all different age groups, all different levels of your ability as well, just in this one fine piece of equipment, which is great. So we could do a upper body workout, what we started with. We could then move on to a lower body workout here with some squats. How about core? What could we work on there?
When it comes to core, there's a lot of confusion about core. I think the most important thing is really to be able to really sort out your posture, make sure that whenever we're doing any type of exercise, it's about really controlled breathing and really being able to brace your abdominals, but not only just your rectus abdominals, but also your obliques. Just make sure that you feel nice and strong and nice and stable on your feet. So what we'll do is just show you something really simple as in a core exercise, and we'll go through 3 planes of movement. Because of the diversity of the actual equipment with the Kinesis, you want to make sure that we're not just training through 2 planes of movement. When people get up and off chairs, and generally when they go through exercise, a bit like the 80s bodybuilding days, where they're just going through flexion and extension. And what we find is with the dynamics of the Kinesis and every piece of the Kinesis equipment, you can go through 3 planes of movement. And the most important one, I believe, is that rotation or that transverse movement. So that's really important, what the Kinesis machines actually allow you to do. But same thing again, like I said, it really comes down to the trainer and the expertise, and the trainer giving you the right information and really educating you around the actual exercise that you're going to do, and making sure that your posture is really good. So that's really important. So I'll just demonstrate, and then I'll actually get you to try it also.
Great.
So what we're going to do is just shoulder width or a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. We check the weight, so it's okay. I'll start with that one. Nice and easy. And what we're going to do is just keep it center of the line of the body, and all we're going to do here is just extend the arms. The further out the arms go, the more intense it is. And what we're going to do is make sure that the hips are staying forward. We're just going to rotate, which is a thoracic and cervical spine, and just from there and just across the body, making sure that the hips are nice and stable from there. And then all we do is just change around the other side. Just from there again, nice and stable, and this is where we go through that rotational movement. Okay, so I think that weight's going to be quite appropriate. Making sure you get a nice solid base, keeping the hips forward, shoulders down and back, and all I want you to do is make sure that those hips don't rotate, and I just want the thoracic and cervical spine to rotate to the left. See how the hips are moving? So what we want to do, we want to stop those hips from moving. So all I'm going to do is just brace here, and I just slight movement, that's it.
Oh, I feel such a difference already.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just rotate again, that's it. So we just want those hips, that's your steering mechanism, and what we want to do is just keep those hips forward.
There's no cheating this way.
No. What I'll get you to do is just reverse and turn around, making sure that you're actually sinking into your feet. And what I want you to try and do here to increase your base of support is just try and spread the floor with your feet so you actually can engage those glutes and keep those hips nice and tight and straight, and off you go. Making sure you're breathing, don't ever hold your breath. That's it. Nice. Yeah, and I can see you keeping your shoulders down, which is really good.
So thanks a lot, Ken. I mean, it's been great being here at the Athletic Club today to just try out the different types of exercises that, with your knowledge that you know and you provide here for your members on the Kinesis stations.
Yeah, thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to just show you what we have to offer here at the Athletic Club. Like, it's really about, you know, giving you a great experience, as in, you know, and really giving you the education behind, you know, a better way to train, rather than, you know, just coming in and going for a sweat session. Like, we can put you through a sweat session, but there is a periodization that you need to go through, and everyone has different abilities and different restrictions within their body. So it's really important that as we take you through, we slowly progress you through so that you actually are doing it where it's comfortable, you enjoy the workout, but also the results are there, and really it's all about you enjoying exercise.
Exactly, and one of the highlights that I love about the Athletic Club is the Wellness Key. I mean, with that little feature there, you can track your progress. You have so much support from the trainers that are here as well. So you've got recommendations there, can check in with little videos and everything.
Yeah, sure.
So that's a really great feature. So if you're ever in Bondi Junction in Sydney, come and check out the Athletic Club and have a go on some of the Kinesis stations. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks very much.